Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about what is goal, what is skill, how do you acquire skill so that you can achieve your goals. First of all, let's talk about what is the goal and what does it mean by working, because most of the people don't get the definitions right. Goal is the person you become. For example, this is a drawing that I generally like to use to explain things, and this is what it is. So here you can see this is you, these are your goals and ambition and all the things that is in between. So the journey is basically called work is equal to volume into leverage, which is basically equal to output. So you can see over here, so basically work is all equals output. So in between output, there is something called volume and something called leverage. So what does it mean by volume and what does it mean by leverage? Volume is the number of times that you do it. For example, if you want to be a video editor, so the number of time you do video editing is called volume. And the second thing is leverage. So leverage is the return that you get for each time you do it. For example, there are video editors who get paid 5,000 per reel. There are video editors who gets paid around 15-20,000 per reel. First of all, the number of times you do it, which is basically the volume, and the leverage is how much return that you get for each time you do it. The more volume you do, the more leverage you will get over the time, right? To get leverage right now, when you are getting started, you don't have much leverage to get started with. So you have to do more volume with less leverage to get the similar number of output. Most people don't get it right, and most people underestimate the power of leverage. So that's why I think most people don't make money when they're getting started with developing certain skill. Most video editors, most graphics designers don't make enough money, right? So basically, it's called an input output kind of mathematics that goes on, right? So for example, the input is 4 hours of learning video editing per day, and the output is you having more leverage. If the input is 2 hours of working out in the gym, the output is going to be you becoming much more stronger. Most people underestimate the volume part specifically, right? So now I want to talk about something called the goal setting part, because most of the time people don't even have a goal. They just randomly try to learn a skill to make some small amount of money. But if you have a goal, because if you have a path, because the goal, which is basically the destination, defines the journey. So if your destination is not set, obviously you're not going to have a good experience in the journey. So if you want to make sure that you are developing yourself, because the development part generally happens in the journey, then you have to make sure you have a right goal in place, right? Now, so in order to set a goal, so I like to use something called a goal, habit, and am I doing it, or it's a reflection, right? So this is the framework that I like to use. So this is the goal. So you write down, for example, I want to be stronger, or I want to gain 2 kg of weight, or maybe I want to lift 100 kg or something like that. So write it down over here. So that is the goal. And every goal has to be supported by a habit. So habits are something that will help you in terms of gaining skill, and habits are something that will help you achieve your goal as well, right? For example, if I want to be stronger, one of my habit has to be going to the gym, going for a run, or maybe training martial arts, whatever your goal is according to that, right? So you have to understand what is your goal, what are the habits that is going to support my goal, because over the time, habits are something that the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So for example, if you are starting to, because generally in the initial stages, it becomes very hard for you to gain the habits. But once the habits are set, it becomes very easy for you to follow through. So write down the goals, then the habits that support your goal. And at the end of every single day, you need to reflect if you are doing it right or not. For example, if you want to be smart, that is your goal. If you want to be a lot more smarter in terms of marketing, so you have to read marketing books every single day, or maybe you have to take marketing courses so that your intelligence basically becomes better, right? So that is one habit. Reading books is one habit which makes you smarter. That is the goal. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, did I read any books, right? That is the reflection part. So you set a goal, maybe becoming smarter is your goal, and the habit that defines that goal, or the habit that moves you closer towards the goal, is reading a book or watching tutorials. And at the end of the day, you understand, or you try to ask yourself, did I read book? Did I do the habit that I have set for myself? Did I do what needed to be done? And most of the people don't do the reflection part, and that's why they fail, right? So this is the goal setting method that I have been using to develop my skills. Once you set up your goal, now it's time to talk about the skills. And there is one concept of skill stacking, because initially when you set up a goal, your goal generally has a multiple number of skills that you have to develop to achieve that goal. If I talk about public speaking as a goal, then the amount of skills that needed to you need to achieve that goal is going to be, let's suppose, communication skills, presentation skills. It might be well dressing. It can be anything. The way you speak. So all those things matter. So every goal has a stack of skills that helps you achieve that goal, right? So skills that we learn, for example, generally what we learn is skill we learn through education. And what education is doing something repeatedly over the time. So education is the volume part, which is basically doing something over and over again. So if you want to be a good video editor, you have to do it over and over again. If you want to be a good designer, you have to do it over and over again. If you want to be a good logo designer, you have to make a lot of logos. If you want to be a good copywriter, you have to do it a lot. You have to write a lot of copies, right? That's why I create my content, because if I want to be a good content creator, I need to create a lot of content, right? So that's how skills are developed. Skills are developed through education, and education is repeated doing. So I like to generally, when I try to develop certain skill, I like to invest in courses. I like to invest in books, tutorials. Mostly, I like to watch a lot of how-to tutorials. So I have a YouTube Premium, which allows me to, watch tutorials without any disturbance, no ads, nothing. And one more platform that I really like is Domestika. A lot of people who are already having the industry experience, because when you are learning from other people's experience, you learn a lot more faster, right? There are people who learn from their own mistakes. You can also learn from your own mistakes as well. So you make mistake and learn from it, make mistake and learn from it. So that is another way. I have invested in Domestika courses. I have investment in Skillshare courses. I buy a lot of Udemy tutorials, and all these investment. Mostly I like to do a lot of investment in my books, because when I'll get older, I'll have a library of books, because I like reading books. So that's something that I really like, and I think that's a really good investment. And the best investment that you can make is an investment in yourself. So make sure you keep investing in yourself. Generally, when you get started with a skill, specifically when you are learning about editing or maybe copywriting or maybe about marketing, initially you will suck at it. You will not have, your videos will look like shit, your designs will not look good, your typography is not good, and everything will be like that for a couple of months and years. It might be like, the harder the skill is, it will be the longer you have to go ahead with the average kind of work. And most people have an average kind of work because they have only put average amount of time, or they have put only average amount of time in education, because we have limited resources to spend in education, right? So when you are working on your skill, initially it will be very pathetic. Initially you will not perform well, and you will be bad at it, right? And but there will be a time, like when you keep on learning, there will be a time when things get really boring. You don't want to watch those basic tutorials and stuff like that. But when you push through that, when you keep on doing it, no matter how boring it gets, you will learn over the time. And after a certain period of time, you will get over it, and you will get better at editing, or maybe whatever skill that you want to develop. So remember that most courses and tutorials are free, right? You can get access to any tutorial, anything that you want to learn. I think most of the education, not education, but most of the learning right now is free. But in reality, I would say these are not free, because yeah, maybe you are not paying with money, but you are paying with your time. So the most important resource that we can invest in right now is our time. And most people, they spend their time mindlessly on different things that they don't want. They spend it in partying, they spend it with friends, they spend it with traveling and stuff like that. Whereas I like to spend my time learning new skills and getting better at my skills. So I remember, like, most of the courses are free, but I have to pay it with my time. So I really like Domestika and Skillshare because it's organized learning, and that's how like all my followers, like I would like to say ki you should invest in courses because everything is organized. You don't have to go anywhere. It saves a lot of time, and you can invest those time in learning instead of trying to find out what is this, what is that, kind of a thing, right? So it's better to buy courses than use YouTube. And even if you are using YouTube, I would say ki, go ahead with a YouTube Premium. Obviously, YouTube has a lot of courses, a lot of experts are making videos on YouTube. So yeah, YouTube is a good platform to explore. But if you are going ahead with courses, it will save you a lot of time. And if you have a YouTube Premium, then also you will be saving a lot of time from ads. So these are the things that is there, right? So now, next thing is once you acquire your skill, once you are really good at it, like mostly like the top 10%. So now what should you do? Now you need to learn how to market your skill, because if you have one skill but you are not making money from your skill, then it's not going to be sustainable for a longer period of time, and you will not. So the thing of doing what you love is not going to be applicable because you are not making money out of it, right? So the most important thing is learning to market. So what is marketing? Letting people know about your product and services. So most people don't know how to market their product and service. So first of all, I would say key number one is choosing the right platform. So which platform you are choosing to market your product or service? So maybe Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. You can choose either of one. Like, don't go ahead or diversify. Choose one. Maybe Instagram. Go ahead and get some 20k, 30k followers over there. Then you move on to the next one. Maybe YouTube, maybe LinkedIn, and things like that. And I would suggest ki go ahead and start with a short form content style, and over the time you go and move on to the long form content style. So you choose the platform. Next one is method. So how do I do it? So generally I have read this book called Show Your Work. So whenever you are working, or maybe if you are a video editor, if you are a designer, if you are a logo designer, or if you are a content creator, if you are a coder, so try to show your methods. So how do you do it? What is your exact process? What is your maybe most of the video editors, what they do is before and after transitions they show. So all these things you can do. So this is the method that you use to uh, show your process of doing something. Next thing is media. Media is how you communicate. So how you communicate about your product and service, that is the media part. So you can make reels, you can make posts, you can write if you are on threads and stuff like that. So these are the different mediums, different medias that you can use to reach out to more and more people, right? And for media, I would say use the hook, retain, reward framework. So you hook the audience, you retain, and then you reward them with something, give free value. So free content is something that will help you get a lot of warm audience, which you can then convert into your direct customer. Next is most people underestimate the power of volume in terms of marketing. Marketing, if I talk about Instagram or YouTube, most people just try to put one content in a week and expect to grow on these platforms, but it doesn't work that way. You have to put in a lot of content to be seen out there. So mostly I would like to say you go ahead, start with long form content, which you then shift on to the short form content style, uh, which will obviously benefit you because once you learn how to create long form content, the creating short form content is going to be easy. Now, bottom line, what did we learn throughout this video? What was the most important thing? So the most important thing is, first of all, you set your goal and define what is work for you. And second one is you take action and build habits that supports the goal that you have set for yourself. Next thing is then you use volume and leverage to get better at it. So do it. So volume is doing it more over and over again. Mostly volume and leverage. Why I'm saying it? Because most people don't get it right and they don't achieve anything in life just because of this. So don't underestimate the power of volume and leverage. And next one is build a product or service and learn how to market it. So if you are maybe it can be service as you are getting started, but over the time try to create product. For example, like if you're a logo designer, try to mostly like you can build a digital product as well. Or if you're into graphics design, create some t-shirts and banners, posts and stuff like that, which are the products. Or maybe you can sell your graphics design services to someone. So building a product and service and learning how to market is the most important skill any creator should have. I would say if you are getting started, go ahead with it. And this is the exact process of making money from your skills. And this is how you set up your goal, build a habit that support the goal, and achieve by developing those skills that help you go forward with your goal and make money, obviously, along the way. If you are not able to market it properly, be so good at it that nobody can ignore you. So be really good at what you do and show it to people, because if you don't show it, you will not ever be able to sell it. So जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. So make sure you show your work before anything else, right? Even in between when you are learning, show your work. In between when you are learning, while you are learning, show your work and document your journey. That's how you can show your work, market your product. Along with that, you can also sell your product and grow a lot of followings on social media. So make sure you document your journey when you set up a goal, because that will keep you more consistent while building habits and making money. So yeah, that's all about setting goals and developing skills. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one, where I'll be talking more about storytelling and how it helps you in terms of making money, and how it can help you in terms of building a business. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.